Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my fiancé over an ultimatum over my ring? For context, I, 34, a female, was previously married to my childhood sweetheart. We started dating at 16 and got married at 20. He passed away when we were both 25, and I didn't date anyone until 2 years ago when I met my ex-fiancé, 38 male. Let's call him Matthew for the sake of the post. I told him about my late husband and made it clear that, for me, his family were still my family, and that I visit the cemetery at least twice a month to clean and take care of things. He agreed, and after he proposed, he even wanted to go to the cemetery with me to pay his respects. I continued to wear my wedding ring until my fiancé proposed. To be honest, I wasn't ready to part with it. I was talking about this with my mother-in-law, and she gave me a gold necklace and told me to put my wedding ring on it. I did, and I was very happy with my new necklace. When I got home, Matthew realized I was only wearing his engagement ring and was very happy. He said, "So you finally decided to get rid of the other one?" I said, "Of course not," and showed him the necklace. He just changed the subject. Fast forward to 10 days ago. I was going to wash my hair, so I took off the necklace and put it on the nightstand. After I got out of the bathroom, I realized Matthew wasn't home anymore, but I thought he had gone for a walk, to the supermarket or something. After I dried my hair, I went to sleep. The next morning, I tried to put my necklace back on, but couldn't find it. I panicked and started crying. I made a mess everywhere trying to find it. I called Matthew, but he didn't answer. I left voicemails, and after 2 hours he came home and found me crying, with our apartment a mess. He asked what happened, and I told him I had lost my ring. He helped me look for it, and after a while he told me we'd eventually find it, and made me some tea to calm me down. Last Wednesday, Matthew's mom called me and asked if she could come visit. I said yes. After some small talk, she got quiet, and then said, "I came here to return something, but you must not tell Matthew about it." Then she took my ring out of her purse and handed it to me. I started sobbing again while holding my ring, and she consoled me. After I calmed down a bit, she said Matthew had gone to her house a couple of days earlier and asked if he could keep something there, because it was a surprise and he didn't want me to find out. She said yes, and told him to put it in her drawer with her things. When she later went to look for her reading glasses in that drawer, she saw a little box and got curious and opened it. She said she immediately recognized my ring because it's unique, and I had shown it to her before. She grabbed it and came to find me. She said she didn't understand why he did that or what he wanted to do with the ring, but she knew it wasn't right and that I'd be devastated. She asked me not to tell him she gave me my ring back and said she would support me no matter what I decided to do. I didn't even have to think about it. I packed all my stuff and went to my mom's house. I blocked him everywhere. I thought about leaving a note or something, but I didn't think he deserved it after what he did. I only left his ring behind and left. I've been at my mom's since she lives in another city. Matthew has been trying to contact me ever since, calling every single person he knows who has my number, including my mom. My mom and my brother are fully on my side and told him they don't know where I am, but my friends are pressuring me to talk to him. None of them know what he did. I'm planning on changing my phone number or something because I can't handle it anymore. My mother-in-law told me to go stay with her for a while because my ex would most likely come looking for me at my mom's or my brother's place. I think I'll do that because I feel so tired, but at the same time, I'm starting to question if I handled it the right way or if I was being immature or something. Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. He's jealous of your deceased husband. He's insane. Please seek therapy to find the peace you deserve. If you value your friends, tell them what he did. If they are true friends, they will immediately understand and side with you. Or is there a reason you don't want to tell friends? I didn't want to make an even bigger deal out of it because I'm tired and don't want to talk about it, and deep down I'm scared of listening to others' opinions. I love my friends, but I just didn't want to risk them saying things about my late husband or something like that. I think I'm just overthinking everything, but I don't know. By keeping this information from them, you are allowing your ex to tell them anything he wants. It's up to you whether to tell them the truth or not. Just be aware that they will believe him if you don't say anything. Not the a-hole. I could understand him having feelings about the ring and asking you not to wear it daily. Him taking it and watching you sob over it is insane behavior. We talked about it, and he said the rings as a necklace was a good compromise, and he said he would tell me if things change. But he decided to try and get rid of it on his own. It's honestly heartbreaking. Not the a-hole. Good for you for walking away now. The thing that gets me is that he helped you search for a ring that he had stolen. Honestly, it made me a little scared. What else is he capable of hiding or acting like everything is fine? Edit. I'll add a small edit because some people are repeating the same things. I think some of you are trying to equate losing a spouse with breaking up with someone, and it's not the same. I don't think any widow or widower ever stops loving their late spouse. Do I need therapy? Maybe, but don't we all? And for people who think I never gave Matthew his place, I'll leave this here. I talked to him and told him to talk to me if something bothered him. When we moved in together, he asked if I could not bring all the pictures I had with my late husband, and I agreed. He asked if I could visit the cemetery less frequently, and I did. He never asked me to take my ring off, and when I showed him the ring on the little chain, he said, "Okay, 5-minute crafts," and then said, "It's actually cute as a pendant." I don't know what else he wanted from me. I never dismissed or ridiculed any of his concerns or feelings. I was always willing to talk openly about anything. If he decided not to talk to me about it, there's not really anything I could do. Next story. Am I the a-hole for wanting to keep my engagement ring from my late fiancé? I, 36 female, lost my fiancé nearly 11 years ago in a car crash. We were both in the car, but I got out with only minor injuries while he died instantly. This messed me up quite a bit, and I was in and out of therapy and support groups for years because of it. The support group is where I met my current partner, 45 male. He is a widower who lost his wife to cancer, and we understood each other's pain a lot and bonded over it. 3 years ago, we started dating, and we moved in together last month. I've remained close with the family of my late fiancé since I lost him, and they were a great support to me in the first few years. However, his mother, 61 female, asked me last week for the ring he gave me back, since I'm now seriously involved with another man. She said she wanted the ring to stay in the family, and that it would mean a lot to have it. This upset me. The ring he gave me wasn't a family ring, and it's a garnet and emerald ring he picked out, because those are our birthstones. And I didn't want a traditional diamond. We picked the ring out together, and he saved for months to buy it for me. It holds a lot of beautiful memories for me, even if they're bittersweet. I'm now at a point where I can enjoy the good memories without too much pain. Being in a relationship now doesn't mean I have this ring gathering dust in a drawer somewhere. I wear it on my right hand now, the same way my partner wears his wedding ring. We both feel it's okay to honor our lost loves this way, and neither of us has any jealousy or negative feelings about it. We even have a picture of my fiancé and his wife on the wall of our living room. I told her I could understand if it had been a family ring he'd inherited, though even that would have made me feel a little weird about her asking for it back. But it isn't a family ring. It's my ring that we picked out together, and I plan to wear it for the rest of my life. She insisted it should be back in the family, however, and said she wanted it because it was the last major purchase he made before he died. I ended up hanging up on her because I was so upset, and I've been avoiding her calls since. My partner is angry on my behalf that she even asked this, and told me she was being ridiculous and that I should wear the ring for as long as I want to. I can't help but feel like I'm being punished for finding someone who makes me happy, like I was supposed to mourn him forever in her eyes. I've spoken to my parents about this as well to get their perspective. My mom feels that maybe I should give the ring back, as his mother is clearly hurting and wants to hold on to something of her son. My dad, meanwhile, says he can see both sides and that it's my choice. I don't know. I might be a bit too emotional over this. Am I being an a-hole or unreasonable here? You keep saying give the ring back. Stop using that language. There is no one to give it back to. It belongs to you and only you. That she would even ask is strange, but that is not your problem. The ring is yours. The answer is no. If she chooses to hold this against you, just let her. This has nothing to do with you. I would tell her there is no way on earth I would ever part with the ring the love of your life purchased just for you. Sometimes you have to let people feel the way they feel, and sometimes their feelings ruin a relationship. You are not the a-hole. Yeah, this is a great point. Her late partner's mom saying, "back in the family," is nonsensical as that's not where it came from. She's just asking OP to give her something. I admit I wonder if back in the family means, in her eyes, that because he bought it, it should stay with family, and now that I'm with someone else, I'm not. I think giving it back is just the way others have talked about it, bleeding into how I myself am viewing it. But you're right, it was never his family's. It was always ours. Not the a-hole at all, whatsoever. Keep the ring and remember the good times and the love it was chosen with. Thank you. At first, after I lost him, I did struggle with wearing it as it was so painful, but now I don't. I just really didn't know if I was being unreasonable, as I'm getting such mixed responses from people in my life. Next story. Am I the a-hole for hiding the fact that my youngest son is biologically ours? So my wife, 46, and I, 48, both come from a culture where arranged marriages are common, and that's how we got together. We were arranged into our marriage when we were 18 and 20. I can go into more detail about it if asked, but it's not super relevant to the post. We both wanted kids. However, my wife had, and still has, a medical condition that made it very hard for her to get pregnant. Because of the arranged nature of our marriage, we didn't exactly feel too keen on repeatedly trying. So, when we were financially stable and old enough, we adopted our first son when he was 3, now 26, and our daughter, now 22, a year later when she was a newborn. About 3 years later, my wife unexpectedly got pregnant after we drunkenly hooked up, and that resulted in our youngest son, now 19. When my wife got pregnant with our youngest son, we purposely hid this from our families. They had pressured us for years to try fertility treatments to have a child that would truly belong to us. And we knew that if they found out our youngest was biologically ours, they'd never treat our other children the same. We hid her pregnancy and told our families we had adopted another baby. Only a few friends and select family members knew about the pregnancy. All of my children also know about this. My 69-year-old father was talking with me and my cousin, 47-year-old male, who knows about the pregnancy, about how he was always disappointed that I never gave him a proper grandchild, and that he was still holding out hope until last year when my wife turned 45. I told him he has 3 grandchildren through me, and he just grumbled about how it wasn't the same. My cousin privately says that he thinks it's a bit of an a-hole move to still hide it from my father because he's getting older, and it's not like he can treat the kids much differently from one another now that they're all grown. I don't think I'm an a-hole, but I'm curious what Reddit thinks. Not the a-hole. Right there. Your father showed why it was a good idea for you to hide the pregnancy. Yep, and he absolutely can and will treat them differently, up to the point of inheritance if there is any. Your dad is the a-hole for somehow thinking his genes are so magical that your children aren't his grandkids because they don't have them. Don't tell him. He still does call them and consider him his grandchildren, not defending him at all. However, he still says he wishes I had done things the proper way. If he knew my youngest was his biological grandchild, he'd 100% stop seeing my older 2 as also being his children. Not the a-hole. Good for you for protecting your kids. Thank you. We've done our best to raise our children without the toxic parts of our culture, while also raising them to appreciate the good parts. No arranged or forced marriages for our children. Yes, and as an adoptive father, I commend you. Your parents, father at least, attitude hurts your children, and would even more so if he started favoritism because of this BS reason. Last story. Am I the a-hole for calling the police on my dad's girlfriend? Back in October, I, 19 female, called the police on my dad's 38-year-old girlfriend and got her and her 10-year-old son kicked out. For privacy reasons, I'll call the son Tyler and the girlfriend Chloe. What started the whole situation was that Tyler had let the dog into his bedroom, So I let the dog out of his room and took the dog outside to go potty. My dad has a rule that the dog isn't allowed in our bedrooms because his hair gets everywhere, and Tyler kept letting the dog onto his bed. I told Tyler that we can't have the dog in our rooms, and he told his mom that I was demanding he not let the dog in his room, which wasn't true at all. I was going to text my dad just to see if the rule had changed, when Chloe came around the corner and started telling me that I had no place to parent her son, that I'm not his mother, and that I'm not the owner of the house. I tried to explain my side of the story, but Chloe just kept talking over me, almost yelling. I went to my room and called my dad to tell him what was going on. As soon as my dad picked up, Chloe came barging into my room, saying I was starting drama and being immature. My dad kept telling her not to talk to me like that and to leave me alone. Chloe said that if my dad wanted to talk to her, he could call her himself before slamming the door. After talking with my dad, I went outside to the backyard to calm down. 10 minutes later, Chloe came out and started telling me how I was being immature, that I needed to grow up and to stop causing drama. I told her what my dad had said. Chloe then started talking about everything I had supposedly done wrong. The thing is, Tyler has stolen from me and my dad, destroyed mine and my dad's property, is extremely disrespectful, lies and gets aggressive when told no, and Chloe keeps justifying his behavior. I told Chloe all of this and said that this wasn't about me when Tyler started the whole thing. I told her this situation wasn't that big of a deal and that she needed to grow up because she was acting like a child. Chloe got into my face and backed me up into a corner using her stomach. Chloe then pulled out her phone and started recording everything without my consent. That's when I called the police. When the police got to my house, she was saying things about how I would attack her son for no reason and that I'm mentally unstable. I have been hospitalized for bipolar disorder, but I have never once put my hands on Tyler. After getting both sides of the story, the police decided to arrest Chloe for domestic violence. On the way to the cop car, Chloe said I was lying, but there was camera footage of her following me around. After the whole thing, Tyler texted me saying that I had no right to call the police on his mom. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. I hope your dad kicks her and her son out. If not, do you have a safe place to go? I do not have another place to go, but luckily they are gone. Not the a-hole, but if this was in October, what's going on now? If you're still in this situation, then you may need to get out. It's not healthy. The case is still ongoing. I live in the US, and if you know anything about the court system here, they like to drag things out.